The national leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Bola Tinubu, has questioned claims that the killers of Funke Olakunrin, daughter of a leader of Afenifere, Reuben Fasoranti, were herdsmen. The deceased was killed on Friday while traveling along the Kajola-Ore Road. Ahmed Tinubu's claim directly questions the statement of the Afenifere, which states that the killers were herdsmen. So the question is there a possibility that he is right? Now, joining me to have this conversation, I still have in the studio with me Ugochukwu Ikeka. He is a political analyst, and I have Ogane. I always have a problem with your surname, but Soje Ogane Ureboruwe. Soje is a political analyst. Forgive me, his name is always a tongue twister, but it's good to have you join us. It's been a while.
Thank you.
So I'll start with you. We all saw that video, we saw that report. The Afenifere were, let's use the word, enraged at what happened. Now, before now, we have had claims of people saying there are people who are like herdsmen who are committing all sorts of atrocities on our federal highways. And now, until this happened, we had not necessarily seen or heard the Vice President nor the Presidency speak on this issue. But then, of course, over the weekend, the Vice President decided to pay a visit to the father of the deceased. We saw Southwest governors flanked by the APC national leader. And I asked that question earlier on. Does it have to hit close to home for us to get the needed action that we need? And this is not necessarily an action, but does that need to happen?
It's quite unfortunate in our society. That's what it is. When things have happened for this period of time and there have not been any reaction from government, then because it has hit home, it now became an issue. People die every day, like people we know in road accidents. People die in the hospitals. Nobody knows whether the hospitals are dilapidated or not. Nobody knows whether the roads are roadworthy. But even the question, our cars to be roadworthy. But when it happens, when there's an accident that involves a top person in society or it dies in the hospital, their relations, it becomes a national discourse. And that is what this has been. This issue of kidnapping in that axis has been on for several months. It was happening in the north and close to Abuja. It got to Abuja, Okon, Lokoja Road, and now it's in the southwest. That Ibadan Road, now Akure or axis. We are aware of it happening every day on the Shagamu-Beni Road. And all the eyewitnesses and video recordings, police comments, police who were involved as private escorts have confirmed that these people are not just kidnappers, criminals. They are people from a particular sect, a section of society, and because of the agenda that probably being screened from us, we think that they are just criminals. And addressing as criminals is a diversion from the real issue. So to screen the narratives, the discourse from it, so that they continue the agenda. That is my thinking, and evidence abounds. But why would the government in the first place be denying who criminals are? If eyewitnesses say these people are these people that government is saying they are not, there must be an objective. There must be something behind it. That's
the question everyone is asking. But then again, I said something over the weekend and I was asking, this is basically an insecurity issue. Whether it's herdsmen, whether it's just ordinary kidnappers, it's a security situation. Why not deal with it instead of trying to have a rebuttal of sorts or trying to make an excuse? Why do we have to do that instead of dealing with the issue?
The truth is that, you see, our leaders are divorced from the day-to-day challenges that Nigerians face, all right? When I mean leaders on all sides, all right? Apart from the political leaders, the religious leaders, the academic leaders, when they go about, even some guys that just made money from nowhere. When they go out, about the police officers, they go about mobile police officers and the rest of them, they have their own private security. See, what happens is that they don't know what is happening, all right? So, like I keep saying it, all right? there is no single motivation for them to fix this thing. You know why? Because they are not affected, right? So this thing has hit home right now, all right? Fasoranti that's supposed to be resting, all right, receiving his due retirement benefit and the rest of them is in mourning because the people that's supposed to do this work didn't do it before. Right? If you say something that looks like you're not being sympathetic, all right? Because at the end of the day, why these men, all right? Why haven't they done all these things before? Why? From Benin Shagamu, from Akure or Abuja, Kaduna Road. Nothing was done thus far, all right? So it's not like they don't know that the issue is there, but for them, they don't see the need to do it, all right? Because at the end of the day, they're not affected. They'll fly up and down.
But what is leadership if the supposed leader does not feel that he owes the people anything? Because that's how you're sounding. You're saying they don't feel a need because it doesn't directly affect them.
Yes, and because they are not leaders, all right? What we have in Nigeria...
But there are leaders.
They are not. See, because the definition of leadership, they don't, nobody, they don't meet it. And I want anybody to teach me, come from the best, maybe from Harvard, come and tell me, let me ask, like he said, you're asking for car worthy, but the roads are not worthy. All right, this is via just the entrance of this road is messed up. All right, and we have a governor that just gave 144 million naira to the spy goods that lost, and he said that it was his personal money. From where, sir? So you see, at the end of the day, so you see, we have issues, and the truth is that nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody's trying to shy away. All right, and the truth is, like I keep saying, we can't pray ourselves out of these troubles. We have to solve them. We can't pray ourselves. We can't fast ourselves out of this trouble. So the issue is this. All right. Is the president ready to fix this? All right, are they ready to work? All right, because at the end of the day, now all the governors that met with Fasoranti, the Ondo governor, Akeredolu, Makinde from Oyo State, what's the other governor, Sanwo-Olu and the rest of them, the VP, they will meet sometime this month again for security meeting, for the Federal Executive Council meeting. What are they deliberating? They will fly taxpayers' money from the different locations to Abuja, and they'll just sit, eat, and clap all through the night and come back home. People continue dying.
Well,
so at the end of the day, they are not leaders. They're not doing anything.
Well, let's take a look at that video of the Southwest governors and the APC leader, national leader, going to pay a visit to the deceased father. And then when we come back, we'll talk more about it.
We must not use this incident to divide ourselves. We must use it as a cure to the security problem. Additional police, additional patrol, and additional security reinforcement along our road and in various black spots.
So, we must not allow this issue to divide us. Are we yet not divided? Question number one. We need additional police, additional security. Is that the solution? For him to make that kind of statement, it presupposes that there is an underpinning, that there is something that is dividing us already, which is aware of, and this is a top of it. We are on top of it with this incident that has come close to home. And in order to, rather than address, like we said, the issue of insecurity, he's trying to be politically correct. He's trying to just spill out rhetorics that has no bearing to the issue at hand, so that we should not be divided by whatever reasons, but we should not take advantage of this situation. Does not in any way speak to the real issue of insecurity, if that be the general case about it, nor the particular sect of people that are perpetrating this crime. It's unfortunate that we have such people that we call leaders. So I do not think that he has addressed the matter, and that's why he's generating this controversy, because they don't think before they make their statements. All they want to say is come out of the press, speak, give them rhetorics, be politically correct, but we know that what we're doing is there. That he made that statement that we should not be divided by this action presupposes that there have been an avalanche of the fact that people are complaining about certain things. That rather address that, you want to douse that tension using this opportunity of speaking to the press and spewing as those politically correct rhetorics. Personally, if you asked me why they are not dealing with these issues, is because they are part of it. How do you mean? Can you expatiate? Are you trying to say that they are the ones perpetrating the violence, or they have people who are perpetrating the violence on their behalf?
Yes, we all know the fact that this pace of kidnapping and killings that are so brazen on our highways, they are not local people. They are not people who knows people. It's not been happening. What has been happening was armed robbery. Armed robbery comes to the road, stop the vehicles, take what they want to take from people, and they move on, and the police come chase them away. But what we're seeing today is kidnapping for ransom, and sometimes even killing. How do they go about that? That they start killing people, either killing them before they kidnap, or when they are after ransom they pay, they also kill them, or take them into the forest so deep that people die out of either starvation or thirst. Is because they stop on the highway and they rain out bullets to stop vehicles. What robbers usually, the robbers put roadblocks with trees and whatever to stop vehicles. But these guys come out, it tells you the kind of people they are, their mindset.
But how does that connect to the politicians being part of this?
Professor Olakunrin says in one of his books that the man dies in who, what it says, when you remain silent over an issue, you're not addressing the matter, then you are complicit. So that they're not addressing this issue, they are complicit by every circumstance, by every categorization. If you asked me, like he said, if it's an issue, like you mentioned, if it's an insecurity matter, let's speak to the issue of security. Is it that we should increase the number of police? The military should change their strategy? Or is it that the people are hungry, or there is so much unemployment, or that is how to speak to the issues of insecurity. But that the leaders are not doing that. They are clouding that part of it and changing the narrative that they put to the public. Oh, it's not, something happened, we are saying somebody was killed, and you're saying Mr. A killed Mr. B, and you say, oh, we're not speaking to the matter of the death. We're saying it's not who you said that killed the person that killed the person, but somebody was killed.
Okay.
So I expect them to say, we know who killed, we know people, somebody has died, people, whether they are criminals or not, we don't know, we must look out for them, know why they are doing it, who they are, where are they from, and why have they been doing this, and why have they not stopped? The government came before, and criminals that were in detention, Boko Haram were arrested, they told us that they have they repented, they have been rehabilitated, and some of them were even absorbed into the Nigerian army. So that is whether positively or negatively, they came out with that clear rhetoric and that narrative. But in this case, they're not speaking to the issue at all.
Okay, let me come to you, Ugo. We don't have time. Is there a deliberate attempt to be silent on this issue? Do you think that there is a reason for that silence on this issue? Because every time, like he has said, if you're addressing the issue of insecurity, then the root cause will be found, and then of course you will be forced to address the root cause of that insecurity. But it looks like it's being glossed over. Do you see like what's the word now, a collusion of sorts, or a deliberate attempt to just gloss over it yet again?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's sad that we have journalists that just go and take rhetorics and come back and report as fact, as information. All right. At this point, people, when you have chance to speak to, I believe that when speaking to the Nigerian, if you have chance to talk to your leaders, ask serious questions. All right. These are some of the questions that I was expecting to hear from the journalists that were in front of Bola Tinubu. All right. Why is the silence? Why are you not saying anything? All right. They are supposed to say. All right. They're supposed to let us know what they are thinking. All right. In terms of the governor of your state, the rest of them. Ask each and every one of them the question. When the president comes back, he's talking about the IG losing weight. Ask him, sir, why the silence? When you meet Femi Adesina, ask him the question. Garbacho, ask him the question, all right? Let's not just clap for them thinking that they've not done anything, all right? So that is it. So for me, what I believe strongly is that they have failed to do their job. And that failure, like he said, if you're not doing something, that means you're complicit in it, all right? Because for you to allow it to thrive, that means, to understand, you own the share of the blame. So for me, that is the issue. And we have leaders, all right? You say, don't allow this thing to divide us, all right? This is somebody's daughter that just died, all right? And we're talking about people that have killed people on the highway constantly, not just once. This is not like it's a one-off event. It has happened consistently. Why didn't Bola Tinubu say all this prior to the election? All right, you are saying we should recruit more police officers. When are we going to recruit more police officers? It takes time to do recruitment, all right? You have to vet, recruit, and train. All right, so to do that alone might take 9 months. So what are you saying, Nigeria? What is the short-term plan? That is conversation I'm supposed to hear now. When you meet the president or whoever, say, so what is the short-term plan? How do we face this? All right, because recruitment, funding, these are long-term stuff. It's not going to happen immediately. So for me, our leaders, sadly, not leaders, all right, the people that we thought that were elected to lead, all of them from Bayelsa, because today we had the story of Samson Siasia's mom, to the northeast, and most importantly, Yemi Osinbajo and President Muhammad Buhari and the leaders of APC have all connived together to make sure that Nigeria's security situation is very poor, and that is the situation on ground.
Wow, it sounds it sounds like doom and gloom, and it's a pretty grim picture for us. But I want to say thank you to you, Soje Ogenereburi. He's a political analyst, and of course, Ugochukwu Ikeako. I hope I didn't kill the name. Thank you very much for coming, gentlemen. Well, we have to end on that sad note, but we'll take a short break and bring you our plus packages when we return. You'll be listening to My Take.
In response to the murder of Funke Olakunrin, the APC leader Ahmed Tinubu has paid a condolence visit to the Afenifere leader Reuben Fasoranti, the father of the deceased. Tinubu stated that he was saddened by the development and also condemned the killing. He urged that Nigerians refuse to be divided as a result of the incident, while adding that the incident should act as a motivation to the government to put an end to the security challenges in the country.
We must not use this incident to divide ourselves. We must use it as a cure to the security problem. Additional police, additional patrol, and additional security reinforcement along our road and in various black spots.
Well, a nation in despair, a country where insecurity is rife, talking about killer herdsmen, kidnappers, killers on the highway. We have all sorts of things happening, ritualists and cultists, you know, causing mayhem in a country where we have leadership, or supposed leadership, and we have security chiefs. A code of silence maybe has been sworn, and that's the reason why nothing is necessarily being said about this issue. It makes us, the simple man, wonder where we're going if we're all being slaughtered every single day. Lives are being lost, and those lives are nothing but a number these days. And it seems like we also have grown a thick skin of sorts. We never really worry about these people who are dead. Oh, how many people died? 18. Oh, okay, sad. Hey, yeah. But we're all quick to say, pray for Sudan, pray for France when something happens. When Nice had its problem, we said, pray for Nice. Who prays for Nigeria? And is prayer enough, really? When we have leaders who are unable to address the elephant in the room, let alone deal with the issue of insecurity. It makes us really worried. Where are we going in this country? Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, the service chiefs, we need you to do your job. You took an oath to protect and serve us. Where is that promise? It's not being fulfilled. And we, the people, are looking up to you to do the right thing, because that is what we need today. Former President Obasanjo can write as many letters as possible. Can we shoot the messenger and not take the message? Professor Wole Soyinka is out there now spilling the truth. And some people are saying, oh, he's just aggrieved. Are we really opening our eyes to see what's happening around us? Oh, well. Moving on, again, the issue of the APC leader trying to put a plaster on the cancer and saying, oh, it's not necessarily herdsmen. Is that really what we want as Nigerians? We want answers. We want to see action, not necessarily politicization of the issue of insecurity. So, Mr. APC national leader, I'm thinking that you're speaking the wrong truths. You're supposed to be getting members of your political parties who are leaders to deal head-on with the issue of insecurity. That way, we can now applaud you. But we do not need any more sweet talking and you know, trying to gloss over the issue. It's time to act. Nigerians are dying, and we cannot continue like this. Let's hope that something will change in the nearest future, if not tomorrow. I am Maryann, and it's been Plus Politics.